Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our show of YCFCG. Tonight, we are so happy that we have the honor to welcome Mr. Ancelmo, and he's the former Blizzard 3D artist. And tonight, he will join us and to share his own working experience in Blizzard and also give us some advice for career planning for 3D modelers. Okay, please welcome Mr. Ancelmo, and now it's your time.
Hey, hello. Thank you very much, first of all, for the invitation. I'm so glad for it. So thank you very much for the consideration. I hope and I think that there will be some interesting information here for all the audience and all the artists that start his own career. So yeah, let's go for it. I will mention a little bit about myself, about my background and all the stuff. So please, Terry, feel free to ask me any questions in the process where you find something.
Yes, of course, I will. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, as Terry mentioned it, I worked at Blizzard almost 2 years and a half, and it was a great experience. I was a 3D artist there, a 3D character artist. So yeah, let me show you how all this journey begins.
Okay, please.
Okay, we are working with a specific index, so we will be like checking many steps of the process, like the beginning, how to achieve certain paths or certain goals on your career, and I mean how was the work in Blizzard, a little bit of the experience. What do you expect? How do you prepare to be there, and how to work on your portfolio or all your skills and also your mindset, which is, I think that it's another very important part of any artist. And then a little tips or specific tips that it's that many artists share. It's a good tips to know how to prepare your portfolio and how to attract the attention of the recruiters from great companies. Okay.
Yeah.
So we will be touching on many interesting points here. Okay, so as many artists that start his career, we were studying with the beginning. Okay, what is a 3D modeler? Okay, so maybe many artists of you are starting your own career, so there's many paths on the CG art. So this 3D modeler can be environment, or can be a prop artist, or can be a character artist. There's many ways that a 3D modeler can work in the industry. So specifically, a 3D modeler, as a word says, is a person or artist that make any 3D assets for, in this case, we were talking about video games, that works in 3D programs, like Blender, Maya, Max, or any other softwares, to make some elements that works on the 3D environment. So in this beginning, you need to know, I consider myself a good way to know all these areas, like environment artist, prop artist, and character artist. And once you try all of them, then you can realize which one can be interesting for you. Since the beginning, you can know, or you can have a specific taste from one area, like, oh, I always like characters, so you are more interested to develop characters. But it is always good, like, I think that in many schools, they start with as a 3D modeler, making all these 3 areas or even more. And then from there, you can start realizing which part can be better for you. It's hard. From my own experience, I think that it's hard that since the beginning, any artist can say, I will be a character artist specifically, without trying other areas, because if you haven't tried it, then you will not know. Yeah, you will never know exactly. Because I don't know, I think that I think that everybody, even the personality of each person's can dictate which area can be more related.
Specialized. Yes.
Exactly. Okay, so a 3D model is like in general a person who make any 3D models for video games. So in my case, why do I choose this area? Actually, as I mentioned it, I tried any area, sorry. Also like animation, also VFX and like these camera settings or environment setups. But
Mm.
I like always to model and specifically characters because I like to model something that has like a personality per se. So
Okay.
that's why I choose be a character artist because since the beginning I just like something
People
that
thing.
it's alive. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's alive.
yeah, I mean, I also enjoy to create props and some part of the environments. Actually, I had some experience working as an environment artist. That's what I mentioned, that it's good to know. It's good to
Which part? Yeah.
yeah, to know many areas. So that's what I decided, just because I just like to create some alive elements. So where did I begin? I was interesting, or I think that this part is interesting for many of us as artists because I think the beginning, it can be the struggling part of an artist because we don't know where to go, right? So that's why I continue with another question. Is there a right way to begin? Because after all my experience, I know that my my beginnings wasn't the right way, or wasn't the more like short way to work or to achieve my goals. Because at the beginning, I mean, there was no such information as we have right now in the media, on YouTube channels, on all the information on the internet, books, and the entire industry is out there for us. I started like around 2007, so it
Oh,
wasn't
at that
that
time.
much. It wasn't that
Yes.
much info on the media.
Information. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, in not so much in Mexico, actually, because in another countries there can be more information about this industry, but in Mexico we haven't almost nothing. So it was by my
So
own.
you know more about this through books or other things that you study,
Yeah,
TV or thing?
yeah, I started with books, actually. Yeah, I have a lot
Yeah.
of books. Yeah, and I don't know. I just feel that books are, in my personal taste. I think they it's more, I don't know, like a close relation on a book, reading a book, rather
Yeah.
than watching a video tutorial. I mean, it's all information. It's useful, but I enjoy to read books. I don't know. Maybe it's because I work out of the computer from sometimes, so I think that my brain rests a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, so let's continue. Okay, I just put this simple image to expose how do I begin, right? So this
It
image
looks so
just,
cool.
I mean, not for me. I feel they are terrible, but okay. Let me talk about a little bit of these pictures. Okay, the first that are the first ones that are at the top is like, how do I start in the 3D, or yeah, why do I start on the 3D? I study industrial design, and then all was by drawing, design was all by drawing. So one of my professors mentioned it, that I need to expose or represent my designs on 3D models, on 3D programs, and make a render. And then I asked myself, what is a 3D render? I didn't know what was a 3D render. So I investigate. One of my friends helped me and showed me AutoCAD
Oh,
to
so you
make it.
start actually in the not the same direction as a 3D
No,
modeler
yeah,
usually do,
no.
right?
No,
No.
I started in study industrial design. So it was or
Oh,
more about like productions, like
yeah.
uh
Industry, something like
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Construction, yeah.
Yeah, something
Building,
like
yeah. Yeah, something
uh,
like that.
yeah. I mean, because there was not a specific animation or video game career at that point in
Yeah.
Mexico. So that's why I was going to mention that there is a long way and a short way to achieve your goals in the industry. So yeah, this was my first attempt to make some 3D modelers. I mean 3D models. So from here, I realized that there's a 3D world where
Yeah.
you can create your own ideas. You can actually animate them. I remember the experience to put it was like what was that uh I just put a curtain, in a house on the window,
Mhm.
a curtain, and put these effects of air, and I was so impressive. Like, oh, I can make like effects and lighting and all that stuff. So I was just so excited,
So
and
excited.
from there, I just get hooked by the 3D world, and just since I know that there's a 3D world out there, I just start searching information, searching for some schools actually and books and all the stuff. So when I finish my degree on industrial design, I start working as a 3D visualization for architecturals. That's why I put these renders here. So this was my
Oh,
my beginnings on the industry, because at that point there were no such of a like a video game industry or animation industry. There were just works from or job offers for 3D artists who can make renders for architecturals, and that's it.
yeah.
So
Because
that
it's too long time ago.
so that I mean, so right now I will mention to all the audience what can be the good way to start on your career, to be more specific, to 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 achieve your goals on a more like a right path, which I think that can be the good way. I mean, you can
Yeah.
always try another stuff, but it will make a little bit longer your journey,
Mm.
like I did. Yeah, so that's why I just gather this of my old like beginnings in the 3D world. This is when I knew ZBrush. I
Yeah.
think it was ZBrush. Oh shoot, I don't remember. It was like R1 or ZBrush. Oh, it was in 2009 when I discovered ZBrush. So I was so impressed that you can put many polygons. Like this dog, I just put wrinkles over the wrinkles. Don't worry about the the triangles, the poly count,
Yeah.
and neither like it was more like how would I will say natural to sculpt with a pen and not with a mouse and just polygons. It was like a new method of me to create art digitally. So this was my beginnings. You can see that they are also awful, they are terrible, but
Because
every
so many years ago, right?
yeah,
There's
this
not
was
so strict poly counts.
yeah, it was so in the beginning.
But this is a
So
good start. Yeah.
yeah, this was my first attempts in the Cyber. So it was in 2009 when I realized that there's Cyber. So that's what I mentioned, that this is from a movie. You can shine no matter what you are made of. And another one, anyone can do it. Or I have another speech so that is related to this mentality that it's just the beginning. So if I made this awful dragon, you can make anything then. So yeah, this was my beginning. So from here I can mention, and I would like to mention this, or how can be a like uh it's not the good way. I will say that it can be the the best option or the short option to achieve your goals. Okay, so first you must to set a goal so you can achieve that goal. I mean that goal. So like I can say in my journey, I try many things. I go around to many other areas that maybe it was not so specific, good for my career. But actually I didn't have a goal. That's why I was like looping around in the same place. So that's
And
why
longer times.
exactly, in longer time. Actually, I started. when I finished my bachelor degrees or my school, it was like in 2007, 2008.
8? Yeah.
So I worked in the, as I mentioned, in the architectural industry, interior design, TV commercials, animation films, and then after that, I discovered the industry of video games and the video games. And when I discovered the video games industry, I was, this is what I like. This is what I want to be. And then I was more specifically, I want to be a 3D character artist. So that's what I would like to say, that when all the students are in their career, please have experience on all the other areas, like what I was mentioning. Not just modeler, it can be animation, it can be a lighting artist, it can be a game design, all of that info, because that information, it will be so useful, specifically when you are studying a degree, and and then after that, please, if you want to achieve your goals more quickly or more healthily, realize exactly where do you think that you will be on the next 3 years, 5 years, like which industry you want to work. It can be on the video game, it can be on the animation, or it can be on cinematics, because it's different to be on the, even for video games, if you are working for video games, it is not the same to make models for animatics than models for the in-game version. So there are difference. So take a look and try to know and be more specifically, where do you want to be? Where did you see yourself on the next 5 years? And for that, it is good to know the studios that are there, the studios that are making the kind of art that you would like to work on it, right? So maybe you can say, oh, I would like to work in Blizzard. Okay, it's good that you like Blizzard and their style, but which kind of video games you would like to work? It's not the same art style that per se, like
even in Blizzard.
Exactly, even in the same Blizzard,
Even
because
Blizzard.
it's the different art style that like per se, like Overwatch make than like World of Warcraft. It's different pipelines, as an artist, we can know many. It's good to know many, like art skills and styles or pipelines, like PBR. PBR, it's a little bit different than hand painted. It's good to know different art styles or work process, but if you want to work on a specific project, please make your portfolio on a specific project. We will talk about more about the portfolio and how to prepare for the industry, but just want to let you know that it's good to know where did you see yourself to prepare your portfolio, to prepare all your studios and your career and your skills.
So we need to think longer for maybe 5 years for right path for you that it interests and also prepare for the portfolio for it.
Exactly. I work by myself. I have some experience as a teacher, as a professor in the same 3D modeler. And I tell to my students, if you want to work on a specific industry or company, it's like you are preparing on a specific letter for a person. You need to make a letter for a specific address, for a specific name, for a specific it has to be so specific. And I gathered this experience from professional artists. Actually, this tip that I just mentioned, it was from Pete Cooper, who was I think that he was he worked at League of Legends. I think he was like a art director or something like that. Pete Cooper. I attend to the GDC. That's another thing that it will help. It will help any artist to attend to a specific like events, like GDC. It's in USA, in San Francisco Game Development Center. So
Yeah.
I attend to those kind of events and related to the right. There's another very interesting thing to work on your career, to be on the right place, to know the right people, so they can help you to put you on the. I mean, they will not give you the job, but they will share your portfolio to the team, so you can have an opportunity.
The importance of connection.
Connection, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, connection. Yeah.
Connections, yeah. For me, connections are like, I will not say that 50-50, but it's so useful, so useful. Because with the connection, they can know that you exist. They can share your work on the recruiter team.
Yeah.
That's
This is
another.
really important for a new starter. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think that I will not have the chance to be at Blizzard, or I have another good offers. I will mention them.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
with Riot. Yeah, so yeah, there's
Wow,
many.
right.
Yeah, there's many good uh
Options.
options if you have the right connections. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I see.
it's a balance. It's the same connections and your portfolio. It's like so important both. You cannot. It will be hard for you to have that job if you have the connections, but you don't have the right portfolio or the right skills. Or the other way, you cannot have the job if you have a good portfolio, but you don't know the people to attract the attention.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we are moving forward. Gather experience. Okay, this is more like on the work in progress of your career. Get experience. I put these two sentences like at work and or studying. Even though you are already working in the industry, it's good to always practicing. It's always good to study. So that's why I put these two words at work and or study. So this mean that we always need to study. We always need to learn. Always need to improve our skills and mindset. Actually, which we will talk more about this mindset. It's also very important thing. Okay, polish your skills. So just continue working on some areas that you would like to work: anatomy, color theory, topology for video games, and all the stuff, silhouette, shapes. There's many informations in the art career. Know your weaknesses and enforce them. Yeah, if you like me, I was not that good on the concepting area, or creating concepting, like creating the
To develop
ideas.
concept. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was my weaknesses. So I was putting more effort and more work on that area to polish them and to not have a weakness point.
Yeah. But
Right.
nowadays, AI, the development of AI has nearly will have
Yeah,
some crash on the concept.
yeah, yeah. That's another thing, another
Yeah,
theme.
another
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but so yeah, it's good to know your weaknesses so you can polish and be not so weak on that area, on that part.
Sure.
Receive another important one. It can be receive mentoring or feedback from experienced artists. I think that yeah, all of these are very important, but I think this one can like get out you of that stock, or that or that area where you are stuck. You work hard, but you always see the same errors, or you're not pleasant on what you are watching. So that's why when you receive feedback or mentoring from experienced artists that can tells you specifically where are working wrong, or where is your errors, so they can like, it's like grabbing you for your hand and just take out of you from that hole. So that's why I say that this is another important one. Okay, create a good work environment and respect and help co-workers. This is another important one, but this is more related to have the right mindset
Yeah.
and work environment, because we always work with another team. Video games hardly it will be made by just one person. I mean, there are some video games made by one just person, but in the industry,
Individual, yeah.
yeah, in the video game industry, we always worked with
A
colleagues
group. Yeah.
and another friend. So this is another important one, because when all the team works together, all the things can work for the best. Because if you work by your own and you don't share your ideas, or you are like a little bit just not want to share your progress, I mean your skills or your tools, which can help other. I mean, there's just one thing that it's not a good way to work with others. Another one can be like to be jealous, or not receive feedbacks. So this is
Yeah, I
another
see.
good one. It's I mean, as a persons or as a humans beings, we are always evolving since the beginning. When we are not so mature, we have no experience. We are not so we have not that experience to be open to feedbacks. Naturally, we are like, hey, if something tells you that you are wrong, is you're not taking in a good way. You react like offensive, and you are like trying to, I don't know how to say, like naturally try to defend yourself naturally, but little by little in your own developing as an artist, you will gather this mindset of, you know what, this is just for the better, trusting the person that make these comments. So yeah, it's about experience.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's move forward into the creative process or work process. Okay, this is another good ones. First, you need to know what to know how. Yeah, this is more specifically on the pipeline of work progress. Like if you're analyzing like a creature or a weapon to be made, you need to, the more process the better, to know which tools or which process you will use. Like for example, sorry, like this creature. If I saw this creature, I will say, you know what, for this creature, I would like to start the entire shape of the creature in ZBrush, because it's more organic shapes. So I can make a rough 3D sculpt of the entire shapes of the silhouette and all the stuff,
Yeah.
and then retopolize. So it is always good to know what, to know how to develop. Or like on another example, like this weapon on the right. These are like a more geometrical shapes, more simple ones. So I think that they can be done on just on a 3D model, like polygonal modeling. It will be more quickly. So this is another a step or mindset to be aware. Know what to know how. Okay, so another one, keep in mind that there will usually be adjustments on the way. That this is something that I was mentioned before, to have the right mindset. So keep in mind that there will usually be adjustments on the way. Normally, I mean, it will be hard that in the industry, when you work with other friends or co-workers, since there's many people, and all these people has their own, like, not, I will say, style or work or way to work. So each of us has our own way to work, but by the end of the day, we will need to have the same art style or the same quality. So we will always, I mean, even though you are the best of the best, we always need to adjust our own works to work for the better for the entire project. So we
Process,
yeah, exactly. There always be adjustments to be made. So, and this, with this set, saying this, I mean, be open to feedbacks, to criticize. I mean, not criticize, to feedbacks, so you can polish your work. Yeah. So yeah, just have in mind that you always need to work. Actually, as a 3D modeler, when you work on a 3D model and just pass it into the texturing program, like, I don't know, 3D Code or Substance Painter, we almost, I will say, like the 70% of the times, we need to make some adjustments on the shapes or on the UVs, so they can read more, they can read well on the video game. So there will always be adjustments. So have that mindset in mind.
Yeah.
Okay, another one, trusting your supervisor or leads. Yeah, this is another good one. Sometimes when we start as an artist, there are persons or team workers that know more than us. I mean, they have more experience. So maybe you don't know exactly the right way, and maybe you don't understand why the supervisor wanted to change some things. But if you trust on your supervisor, you will see that on the end they will have they are right. Right. So I mean, unless that, I don't know, maybe you see something not cohesive or something coherent, or how to say, something that it's very, very
Special.
rare. They're very
Yeah,
special.
yeah.
Maybe you can talk with
Yeah.
another lead or supervisor, but I will say that 90% of the time, just trust in your supervisors. They
It
know
will fasten the process, right?
exactly, huh?
Yeah.
They will help you. I mean, if you have some questions, you can ask them. Why do you mention this, or why do you think that it works more well rather than the way that I'm working? So they can mention to you. Okay, okay, this another one. I think this is a very, very special one. Strong and peace mindset. As I was mentioned before, like work well with your co-workers or with your friends in the industry. And also another very important one, it's like to have this strong and peace mindset when they are making feedbacks, when they are making iterations, when they are when there are some times where you need to put a little bit more of effort, maybe because the times are more like stretch, and you need to develop work on a more fast way. And
Yeah.
maybe because, I mean, it's not good to always be in a rush, that's for sure. But from time to time, there could be, some specific times where you need to, just put a little bit more of a work than normally. And then also, like, for example, let's say for a prop artist, you need to work on per se, on 100 and props. You need to make 100 props, and then you are boring to make props and props, or just UVs and UVs, or just
All the
one.
time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mentioned, that you need to have the right mindset to
Uh,
you
the deadline.
yeah, it's like you need to work hard, but after the work, just release your mind from the work.
The
Take a
pressure from
breath.
study.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like I mean, it's not easy to separate or cut your mind from the work, from your own life.
It's really
But
not easy.
yeah, it's like, easy to not get burnout, but you need to it's like, I don't know how to say, it's like uh have this.
Change your mind. Yeah.
Yeah, just enforce your mind. Yeah, enforce your
Yeah.
mind with experience. Work, and then stop a little bit and just relax for a little bit, and work again. And always it's good to have this, like uh time to relax your mind from the work. Also, yeah, it can be
Just go
struggling
out for
from
some
time to time.
holidays. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go out for some
exactly.
holidays.
It's like, I don't know, in life, all it's about balance. But I don't know, I think that bad times, we can use bad times to enforce ourselves. But yeah, it's like manage all these situations. So that's why I mentioned that the mindset is something more, for me, something very, very special.
Yeah.
A right mindset can enforce yourself to keep going, to know, to keep practicing, to pass all those bad times, because we all have we will have bad times where things are not working as we wanted. So just keep the right mindset, keep going. I will say that the career as an artist is not is one of the hardest one actually, because you know, as an artist, not so much people can trust on us, like, oh, you will make you want to live by making draws, by making draws for kids. Come on, you know, it can be something a taboo. Yeah, okay, let's continue. Oh, it will be the video. Let me share the video. Actually, I just have a video while I will be continue speaking of the process actually. And oh yeah, and now let me know if you have any questions for this process.
Oh, the creation process.
Yeah, can you see the video, Terry?
Yes, of course I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is just
It's
a entire process of how to make how do I made a bust for, like, it can be like for the World of Warcraft art style.
yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
I don't know if you have any.
stylized.
Yeah, it will be a little bit of a stylized in-game mesh at the end, and hand painted textures as normally World of Warcraft do. I don't know if you have any questions that you would like to talk about, Terry, or I can keep going.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, so here, as you can see, I started with a 3D sculpt in ZBrush because it was organic shapes. So that's what I decided to start with ZBrush. As I was mentioned it before, it's always good to know what to know how to
How?
do it. Exactly. So I'm sorry. Let me go back a little bit. Okay, so I just finished like the head, which it was like the more organic shapes, and then I move into Maya. I normally use Maya for the polygon modeling and UVs. I don't know, it's because I just feel more comfortable with Maya. Lately I have playing with Blender, and it's looking good. I also have experience with 3ds Max because you know, in many different studios they ask to know Maya, to know 3ds Max, to know Blender. So almost all the programs work as the same. You just need to know where the tools are, but they are so similar. So here I just made like the hood, like the cloth in polygonal, because I think that it can be more easily for me. I mean, each artist can work on their own way. And from there, I just send it to ZBrush again and just make another polish, like for the horns, the shape of the horns, and just continue blocking out all those shapes. And here I just make some like 3D sculpting on the cloth, just to have fun a little bit, just to work a little bit more that 3D model. So that was the result of the 3D modeling in ZBrush, and I mean between ZBrush and Maya. And then from here, I just send the elements to 3D code. I mean, here is the low poly model. I didn't show the the process of the red
Type
topology.
1. Yeah.
So this is the low poly, and with some texture. I already working on the texture, because I cannot show all the process because it will be a long video.
Yeah.
This is like a short video, just showing
A
like the
simple process. Yeah.
exactly, or the last steps of the texture. So here I just put like, or paint like this like cavity areas with a little bit of colors that can represent a little bit like a dust, or like this ugly part on the teeth. Just continue working on the painting process. I like all the process from making concept art to making the 3D models or 3D sculpts or high poly. Also the low poly, UVs, and texture. I enjoy all the process. At the beginning, I didn't like the UVs, but little by little I get related. And then I enjoy to make UVs. As you can see, the UVs on the right on the software on 3D Code, you can see the UVs. Normally, there's some interesting tips to create optimized UVs. But yeah, from here, I enjoy all the process, modeling, UVs, texturing, and also concept art. So as you can see, this is normally hand painted, like World of Warcraft work with hand painted textures. I think hand painted, it's like very rich or very had a lot of information, these kind of textures. I like more hand painting textures rather than PBR. I mean, PBR is so interesting, but PBR work related with high poly and like maps, like the normal maps, cavity maps, or curvature map, and all this metalness. I think it's more, for me, it's more like a technical work on the PBR, and hand painted, it's a little bit more artistically, I guess. I mean, all of the works are like by the end of the day are art. You need to have in mind like the specific um, like taste or how to color theory, shapes, and shape language and silhouette and all the stuffs. So it's always good to know many like artistic ways. So
Yes.
yeah, this is like entire process on how do I make like art for this kind of elements. So let's go back to the right slide. So it was a video. So it was the end of that 3D model. Actually, this is the in-game model. It's a low poly model with just hand painted textures. There's no, I mean, I just put a green light to create like this rim light to express a little bit more to just have a like a beauty render.
It looks really so good, especially the art style, right? It's so good.
Yeah, like it was fun. I just put some of my experience working at Blizzard in that style on this element. It was a fun project to work. It's just like as I was mentioned before. Besides that, I have my own work, my own projects. I just keep going practicing. This project was just for practice and work and continue improve or try to improve my skills. Yeah, so let's move forward. Okay, what is like to be a 3D character artist in the gaming industry? This can be a more specific. Let me move my camera here. I'm repeating the. Oh, I'm using the same shirt. The same shirt.
The same shirt, yeah.
That's curious. Okay. Okay, it has been a journey, as I was mentioning it. I started on I mean, not the fastest or the right way. So it has been a journey, but I like it. I enjoyed the journey. I started in Mexico, then I moved as a freelancer, or I turned a freelancer. So it was experience like have this solid job where you have a specific your payment every 15 days or every month. So when I turned it into freelance, it was a journey. It was an experience where I need to work on my own. I need to have the clients to make a living for my family. And then I get some job offers in the international industry. I moved to Paris, France to work on a specific projects. Actually, all the projects that I worked, when I become specifically a 3D character artist, it has been projects of video games and hand-painted textures. Just video games and hand-painted textures. In Paris, I worked on a video game project with a hand-painted textures art styles. And then when I get the job offer at Blizzard, it was just that like like the right job for me, video games, yeah, Blizzard and hand painted. I was like amazed. I was so thrilled to be on the team. It was a very nice experience. So as an artist, I can say that we always learning from learning from our own self, and always learning from other artists to gather this, as I was mentioning, the mindset, the right skills and work well with the entire team. So it has been a journey. Let me share another slide here. These are just images of me working. There was a Disney Blizzard give us a nice it was a holiday party, Christmas party. It was, I
Yeah.
mean, the entire Disney was from us, just for Blizzard employments. One night, yeah, just Blizzard employments and at Disneyland. It was so awesome holiday.
It's just
Oh,
so cool.
yeah, it was so nice. All the raids, you can be on the raids without making too much line or so long lines on the raids. So it was so good, so nice. Okay, this is an interesting questions here. Is it difficult to join Blizzard? Okay, I will say that, as any other companies or these any other like first class video game companies in the world, it is, I will say that it's not easy, but as I mentioned it before, if you have the contacts or know the right people and you have a strong and solid portfolio, you can make it, because Blizzard, as any other companies, always like to gather the right artist. So they would like to have you if you have the right mindset and your art skills are the good ones. They always be glad to have you. So I will say that, yeah, it's not easy, but you need to, if you like it, then you will make it. That's it. So if you doubt or you don't like that much that specific project or that specific industry, then it will be hard. So you need to be 100% sure of where or what do you want to become. So that's what I was mentioning. First set or know your goal to be there. Know where do you want it to be.
Yeah, we really need to be specific about the ways that we choose and to prepare for it with full preparation. Yeah.
Exactly. If you are 100% sure, then you will make it. It doesn't matter if, I mean, it will be not hard. It will be just a part of the process. Okay, how did I get into Blizzard? As I was mentioned it before, I worked hard on my personal portfolio. Since I was working in the video commercials and animation. I worked also in animation. I always learn. I always practice and study the video game industry, and more specifically hand painted art style. So that's why I prepare myself to then apply into Blizzard job offers, and then just know the right people, as I mentioned it, and then at a certain point you will get it. So that's how I was get into Blizzard. That's how I get into Blizzard.
It's really a good experience.
It was a nice experience, but as I mentioned it, if you like it, you will not suffer. You enjoy all the processes, like just enforce it you.
Yeah.
This is a very more specific one. What is the salary for a 3D character artist or CG artist? I just like it to put a CG artist in general. It can be a 3D character artist, or it can be a 3D modeler. I mean,
Yeah.
environment artist or prop artist, or even an animation.
VFX.
Exactly,
Yes.
or VFX.
Yeah.
So I will say that this can be a tricky question. I mean, if you are just consider the incomes or the money, I mean,
Yeah.
you will be not the richest one or not the rich of the rich. So, but I can say that once you get into the right companies like Blizzard or any other big companies, you will make a good living. I mean, if you are making like a career on that companies, you will not have to worry about the incomes. You will actually, you can make a living just by yourself to your entire family. I mean, it will be hard
Wow.
if you have 7 kids, right? Or,
Don't
but I mean, for a normal family, you can
need to worry about it.
yeah, you don't need to worry. I mean, there will
Worry
be
about
enough incomes, and you can live so well, even in the like in the not cheap, the expensive cities like in California, which is so expensive. You
New
can
York, California.
New York also,
New
yeah,
York,
San
yeah,
Francisco.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, being a CG artist per se, general CG artist, you can make a very good living once you achieve. It's like if you are like a one of a bunch, or like a not so good artist, then you will be not special. Once you become a rare or a special artist, you will be special, and from there you can gain also make a good living actually. But I will say that once you are making, like I was saying, once you are making a career into these great companies, they would like to keep you on that company, so they will give you a lot of perks. There's a lot of perks, a lot of helps, bonus, helps, all these like
Commission?
no, yeah, like and once you are gather this career, the more that you stay with them, they will pay you more. So yeah, you will make a good living. But I will say, if you want to be rich of the rich and drive a Lambo or Ferrari, no, it's maybe maybe try another one.
Yeah.
I mean, you can drive a good Tesla.
It's still
But
quite good already.
okay, let's continue. So, how is the development process for a 3D artist in the gaming industry? I think, yeah, this question is more like about like a specific process, like in yeah, a specific process or technical process. As I was showing on the video, first, I will say that first of all, I mean, this process can be in Blizzard or in Riot or any other industries. If you see some video of them, or actually Blizzard has a nice video. I was so inspired by that video. If you search on the media, it was a World of Warcraft, like a show reel on how to create 3D models. There was a friend, Kenny McBridge, showing the developing process of a character. And there's another friend making an environment, and another girl showing the process of the guy, another friend was making a concept for environment. And another girl that I don't remember her name, she was developing a 3D environment process. So you can see some of that process. But I will say that in general, first of all, you need to see that, or to analyze the concepts. Okay, you need to analyze the concepts, as I was mentioning before, to know what kind of needs you will need to make. Like, is there more organic shapes? So you can realize which process or which softwares you will need to use. So from there, after you analyze the entire concepts, you will know how to develop all the stuff, and then just move into that 3D modeling, and then just always focus on the. I mean, there's many specific tips or needs to create a 3D model, like silhouettes, shape languages, angles, areas to show deepness, to show depth. So there's many technical words or tips here, but yeah, we will say that just analyze the entire shapes, worry about the entire 3D or 3D model process, and then continue with retopology. Because right now, in these days, it will be hard to just, I mean, it's not hard, but I think that it's more like healthy per se to work like on a rough sculpt and then retopolize, rather than just start make an entire face with wrinkles just by extrude or polygonal modeling. Artists that know this process will know that it's more, I would say, like handly, or more artistically, to work on a sculpt in ZBrush or Blender with sculpt tools, and then just retopolize. It's more like, in these days, it's more like useful. So just, and then go to retopolize, and retopolize, I always make like 2 or 3 steps. Retopolize, and after I retopolize, I analyze this like a low mesh, and then just make some tweaks so they can work more well, like for triangles, to make triangles that are working more on the right shapes, on the right side of the silhouette. And then another filter to analyze the silhouette to works well with a low poly. I can add or reduce polygons on some areas and add polygons on another areas that they need more shapes. And then after that, continue with UVs. UVs are another important part. It will be how much you optimize your UVs to expose more well the texture, like the density of the texture. And from there, just move forward with texturing. It can be on the PBR process, like making the baking maps, normal maps, curvature, ambient occlusion, etc. Right now, on these days, Marmoset Toolbox is so useful for making baking maps. So we can use also Substance Painter. But lately, I have used more Marmoset Viewer. It's so fast and so like good to make these baking maps. So from there, just move forward with the texture, and then after all this, another world of color theory, harmony, and all these shaders attributes. Metalness, roughness. How do you represent the materials on the right way, on the right art style, actually, because it's different to represent a material in the wall, the Overwatch style, rather than like a Call of Duty art style. It's very, very different art style. So yeah, and after that, just another important one is to test your models and textures and shaders in the engine, or like in how they will look on the game. So that can be like an overall process on how can be the process of a 3D artist in the gaming industry in general. Every company has their own process and filters and all of that. Yeah. So yeah, but in general, this can be something. Another good one. It's like each steps, or every time that you have like a good improvements, like where you are making the 3D model, you need to show them to your leads or to your supervisor, so they can make a filter and analyze it. And you know what, this is good, keep going. Or you know what, you need to tweak here and here. And then after you polish that, you can move forward. Yeah, another good one is the filters of the supervisor or leads. That's a very
Trust in supervisors.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Trust on your supervisors, and be open to have the right mindset to receive feedbacks.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, let's move forward. Oh yeah, so here's some pictures of me with the team, with a orc sculpt, the statue. It's a very representative picture for the
The statue. So cool.
yeah, a statue, any employments of
Wow.
Blizzard employment. Yeah, I'm here on the very, like, in the center. Actually, I'm
Yeah, you're
using
in the center.
the same cap. I'm using the
Yeah.
same cap. Yeah, so there's just some pictures. Here's another picture from me.
It's so cute.
When I was picture, yeah, the one on the right. This is on another video game company, but
Oh,
I like this picture because I have this cool Mega Man
so cool.
helm. It was so awesome. Yeah, I like it. It was so cool to fit you on your head. It was a
Yes.
very, very nice quality helm. And just
Yes.
me reading, as I was mentioning, always reading and practicing. Just some good pictures from my journey. I just put here a link related to your portfolio, which is it can be another important part. How to prepare an exciting portfolio. This is an article, actually. Blizzard put this article on our station in the magazine section. If you put this link, you will get it. But if you go to our station and magazine, just put like Blizzard, they will show you this. It's a nice article about how to prepare portfolio. It will be mentioned some tips, as I mentioned it to you, about know which kind of a project you would like to work, know which companies make that kind of art or styles, and just stay in contact with that people and prepare your portfolio in that kind of art style or that artistic way. So yeah, that's a good article there. And I like to put this last one.
Yeah.
Enjoy the journey. As I was mentioned before, there will be always there will be like struggling or hard times, or where you can where you can doubt about your own self. You can doubt if you will make it. You can doubt about anything, but as I mentioned before, if you are committed, if it's your right, if it's your right dream, just go for it. Don't doubt, don't question about yourself. Just go, move forward. It's always good to stay in contact with people like in this case YCFCG. I mean the school.
Yes.
They
Thank
have
you
a
so much.
they I know that there can be not very good tutorials, mentorships maybe, people
Yes.
who can tell you how to do the right things. It's always good to to help yourself with the right people. So that's why I was mentioning that in one of the texts, an important text, gather experience with some advice from mentorships or people in the industry. So there, enjoy the journey. Just focus on your goals.
The
Focus
right
on the
path.
goal.
Yeah.
And just go forward. Don't doubt about yourself. It will be just. I will guarantee that it will be just a part of the journey. I mean, you will be not always stay struggle. If you continue practicing, you could continue learning and moving forward in the industry. Getting experience is also something important. You will make it. You will make it. As I will mention it, anyone can do it, or anyone can make it. Just keep going. Just keep. There's always, the company will always be glad to have the right people. If you are good, I mean, if you have the right mindset, they will always like to have you with them. So just be aware of that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As a fresher, still need to have confidence and also prepare for the right path with the right skills there. Yeah.
Mhm. So if you guys see another interviews or podcast with another artist, they will have they will say the same, like practicing, trusting in your career path, uh know the right people and keep going, keep going. I always like to follow all these great artists in the industry. It's always good to help yourself with these other artists that have some experience and always have some tips that we can use
Yes.
on our advantages. Yeah, and these are some of the expansions that I work at: Dragonflight, Shadowlands, and the last one, The War Within. So yeah, it was a
Mhm.
very nice experience to work with them. I mean, I'm just on a rest right here. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we will see what's in the near future. There's some
Yeah, I see.
exciting
Yeah.
offers in the future. Yeah, yeah. I will be continue making good art. So it was a very I'm very pleased to be invited by YCFCG to this
Yeah, thank
kind
you so much.
of a podcast or live show to try to help other artists, like especially artists that are on their own on their beginnings.
Mm.
It was, for me, it was, as I was mentioning, it's like gold. It will be like gold for me to have all these tips or all these like information on how to achieve or to make your career more on a specific, more of a specific way. Yeah, I take the long run. I
Yeah.
just have experience of many. Actually, when I was working on the architectural visualization, I had to go to the house and be working with grabbing the like the sofas, the tables on, like in the hard way to work. I mean, like I don't know how
Yes.
to say. I mean, I started so in the very humble
Situation.
employment. Yeah, exactly. Situation like almost sweeping the store. Yeah, but as I was mentioned, if you analyze and receive all these tips, they are useful. I mean, you can, maybe you are not familiar, or you are not so related to some tips, so maybe you can take the ones that you think that are right for you. So hope that this talk, or this kind of material can help you, or all the artists can help you in some way. Something, I think that something useful came out of this.
Sure, of course. Tonight we are so lucky that we can have Mr. Anselmo to share his own experience with us. And again, we are so thank you for you can cooperate with me, and we can hope to see you next time. And also we thank you for all the audience tonight to join our show. If you guys have any questions, just please leave the comments below, and also contact through our email address. Okay, see you guys next time, and have a good night. Bye bye.